Today's topic, if I quit. Now, this is going to be a very broad topic because what the hell do I mean by if I quit? If you hear that title, just hear that title, you probably won't have an idea of what it actually means until someone actually tells you what it actually means. So, this video in it and of itself is basically another one of my clickbaity titles and videos that I've made. And I apologize for that because I generally like to clickbait when it comes to YouTube. And you probably noticed that the thumbnail is probably just a black screen because I think that gives a sense of wow, that's actually pretty serious. This guy is talking about something serious. He's thinking about quitting. But what the hell is he quitting about? Well, I've been thinking about quitting on a few things. That is to quit YouTube. That is to quit other things that I'm not into. And stuff that I just can't really say out loud because if I were to say that, then what the hell am I doing with my life? I'm publicizing something that it shouldn't be said, you know what I'm saying? But there are a lot of things that we want to quit in life, and if we were to quit on these things, would it actually improve yourself? What the hell? Which would it's so hard to speak. If you were to quit on these things, would it actually improve your life in some kind of way? That's something that I want to prove. Like, if I were to quit YouTube, for example, it's one of the things that I want to quit eventually, obviously. I don't know if it's going to improve my life because YouTube has been a staple of my life, and I've been doing YouTube for like years. Currently, it's like I started YouTube on 2016, so currently it's 2025, so it's been like 7 years or 8 years, like that, close to like 10 years, but not much. It's almost 10 years of me doing YouTube, and it's crazy to think that I spent so much of my life on YouTube. I think I started YouTube when I was 12, 2016. So it kind of gives you the impression of, wow, this guy's freaking old. He's like 20 this year. So it gives you the impression of, wow, I'm an actual old man. And I do acknowledge that. And there's so many reasons as to why I want to quit YouTube. Mainly of the fact that YouTube itself is very, it's hard to put in words on what I feel about YouTube, but you know, it feels like I'm a robotic person when I watch YouTube or create YouTube videos. It doesn't feel genuine. If you look at Mr. Beast videos and how he speaks, he genuinely looks like a robot and behaves like a robot. And I don't want to be like that anymore. And I don't want to be that kind of person who promotes the concept of money on YouTube as well. And one of the reasons as to why I did the YouTube live streaming for like 24/7 hours was to get monetized. The goal was literally to get money, but the end result was that I didn't get monetized. So yeah, I failed with that goal. But I see that failure as a strength. Maybe I can do it again. You know, you fail one time, why not do it again, right? But I generally believe that I don't want to live stream anymore because it took away so much of my time. It took away so much of my time with my family, with the things that I want to do in life, like reading a book, because, for example, there's so many things that I want to do in life, and I contribute that time to just do YouTube. And I feel that act in it and of itself is a very big waste of time, because I could literally do much more useful thing like reading a book and gain more knowledge on that sector, right? If I were to be live streaming every single day on the same kind of thing every day, like doing Roblox videos, I get exhausted, and ultimately I have to find a purpose to that kind of notion, because if you were to do the same thing over and over again and you see no improvements of doing that, then what's the point? When I was doing the live streaming, right, I was under the impression that I will eventually get monetized. And after YouTube literally drilled my head, they were like, no, you can't get monetized because you don't have enough watch time. It hit me. It hit me that I can do this anymore, because, it's so exhausting, guys. You guys don't understand. Like, if you were in my position and you were forced, at least you forced yourself to live stream every single day, it's freaking exhausting. You guys can just watch how dreadful I was when I was streaming. I sound like I was dead inside half the time. I can't even express myself honestly or emotionally or like a human, because I behaved like a robot. I have to put on a character that I'm this kind of guy that just plays Roblox and seems friendly on the surface. Yeah, I do believe that I'm friendly in some kind of way. Yeah, why not? That's just me in general. But it's really hard to say, because, you're seeing a person through a screen. You can't verify that person's behaviors. They might be putting on a character, and if you actually meet them in real life, then they won't actually behave in that kind of way. But I do believe that when I behave on YouTube, it is definitely slightly different than how I would act in real life. In real life, I'm mostly quiet, because I told myself that it's much better to be quiet than to speak so much, because half the time no one is going to listen to you. In a public setting, obviously, uh, I'm talking about this in a public setting where you are going to be interacting with a bunch of people, and you are in that room, right? And if people were to simultaneously speak at the same time, then there'll be arguments, obviously, and there's going to be a lot of sound pollution as well, so it's going to hurt your ears. So what I do in that kind of situation, or hypothetical situation, I would just be quiet. I would have no input whatsoever. I'll just listen to what those people are trying to say, but if they want me to ask them a question, answer their questions, I will, either with a yes or a no, or with a simple answer, because it's troublesome. Like, if you're in a room where everyone just speaks, it's gonna be chaotic either way. And that's how I view live streaming. Everyone is speaking, including the streamer, including the chatter. It's insane how live streamers have this ability to moderate that chat. And half the time they can't even read the chat because it's moving so fast. And I'm lucky enough to have an audience where my chat isn't moving that fast. Otherwise, I won't be able to read a lot of the chats, which I find hard, because sometimes I miss chats, even though they're right in front of me, because they're so small. Like, the screen is so small. I don't have a bigger screen. I only have like one laptop, and I'm streaming through that laptop. So it gives you the impression of, oh, it's actually very hard to read someone else's chat when you're live streaming. So if I were to give you a situation to compare live streaming to that hypothetical situation, that would be it. To give you a bigger picture on how I view live streaming as a whole. Now, one of the reasons, okay, I think I said that too much. I guess that's one of the reasons why I wanted to quit YouTube. Is just the fact that I view it as a waste of time, generally. Because I don't know, I feel like if I don't contribute to my contribute to my videos, or at least like give knowledge to people in terms of my videos, then I feel like it's useless. But you could argue that my videos can bring joy to people, my live streams can bring joy to people as well, because I always got comments of people actually thanking me for live streaming, even though I didn't even do anything, because uh, I just responded to that comments, and I put on this character that I'm friendly, I guess. I like to view myself as this guy that is basically emotionless in terms of a lot of things in life. Because I love to understand about other people. And there's a lot of things in life where I don't understand why I act or behave in a certain way. And it doesn't mean that I lack emotions. Like, obviously, like, if I were to see a scene from a movie that plays out where the character dies or something, like the main character dies, in a way that just seems sad, obviously I will cry. Like, I will cry. I'm a baby, okay, when it comes to that kind of thing. It's just that if I were to express my feelings in words, it's going to be hard because I'm illiterate when it comes to expressing my feelings in words. And that's how I feel about it. And picking words to describe your feelings is one of the most challenging thing when it comes to language, because you want to pick words that define that feeling entirely, because some people will twist the definitions of the words that comes out of your mouth, so just to fit that narrative again. That's why I find speaking as a form of art, because when you speak, the words that comes out of your mouth needs to be clear as possible in terms of definitions, because if they're not clear, then people will just assume things and people will basically make theories on what you're trying to say. So you need to be clear, your voice needs to be loud and clear, and everything in terms of your speech is just good, like good information and so on. That's one of the things that's very challenging for me, and that is to improve my speech. I know my speech right now is quite okay, but given the time or pressure whatsoever, stress and whatnot, I would not speak in this kind of way. Like in a public setting, I won't be speaking like this. I would just stay quiet, because I believe that quiet is a virtue, and by being quiet, you get to restrain from people, backbiting you or create rumors about you or something like that. Rumors in itself is just one of the most terrible inventions of the human psyche. And that's one of the things that I like to question. And that is why the humans love making up rumors about people. Why do we love consuming media about a drama? It's one of the things that I am inherently interested in knowing about, but I don't think it's something that is to be studied, because it's literally proven that humans love rumors. Good old rumors about some kind of celebrity that caused a disaster to their family or whatsoever. That's what that's one of the examples of the rumors that people love to talk about. The drama channels always cover these kind of topics. I neglect them, like I see their videos because they always pop up in my recommendations. And generally, I hate seeing drama videos. I don't like seeing people fighting. Not gonna lie, it's really annoying when I see those kind of videos. And then there is other kind of videos that, are very annoying as well, because I'm talking about YouTube Shorts especially. I just, right now, every single day, I will swipe YouTube Shorts no matter what, because I'm too bored. For me, boredom is the pain of inaction. What I mean by that is that boredom as a feeling is the inaction, right? You feel bored because you're not doing something that feels beneficial to you, I guess, in some rhetoric sense. So yeah, that's one of the things about boredom. I want to dive more into boredom, but I haven't really researched about that. I'm just kind of talking about it based on what I think about it or feel about it. And boredom as a feeling is one of the most feelings that I feel all the time. And whether it encourages thinking and whatnot, boredom is a feeling that needs to be studied anyway, right? Alright, forget about boredom. I forgot about what I was thinking. Yeah, if I quit. Yeah, there's a lot of things I want to quit, like quitting YouTube, quitting watching stuff, like the quitting watching YouTube that stuff that are, like the drama thing. Quitting watching stuff like I don't know anymore. It's really hard to say, but you know what I mean. But yeah, there's a lot of things to quit, a lot of things to sacrifice in order for you to improve yourself. And don't be surprised if I were to quit one day and I don't say anything about that. If I were to quit as a YouTuber, that doesn't mean that that's the end for me, obviously, because I have my own life. But that is definitely the end of my YouTube channel itself, and it won't be ongoing. The channel itself will just be a grave with memories, which I find as beautiful. And I do plan to release some videos on the Arnic RC YouTube channel because I do find that kind of videos beneficial to me. I get to educate people on my religion and all of that, but yeah, I'm still thinking about on how to go about it because so many people have created those kinds of channels when they talk about religion and all of that, right? So that's something to be thought about, but yeah, we'll see. So if you see I quit, then there's something, I guess.